Today we're going to go over traffic light protocol and information classification because, to be honest, information is what makes the world go round. So, information, it can sometimes be dangerous. So think about the instructions on like how to make a bomb or the notorious YouTube uh, banning of how to make certain substances instruction videos. Yeah, those can be dangerous. That kind of information, um, definitely dangerous. Oops. Well, some information can be harmful. Well, uh, think about doxing. Definitely illegal. That's information you don't want out there, like your home address. Could be harmful to get out there. Not necessarily hugely secretive. Could be out there in some information or some areas, but it's definitely harmful that you want out there. Think about corporate secrets, stuff that's not widely known, ways the corporation is doing stuff. And some information is definitely things you want to be keeping secret. So your credit card data, your personal identifiable information, your health data, social security number, even though yours is probably already out there. Uh, Lots and lots of data breaches happen every year. Um, if you haven't already, go out there to the website Have I Been Pwned? PWNED, I believe. Just look it up on Google. Your information is probably out there in some form or fashion. But some information is meant to be shared, and it can be shared, and it should be shared. By the way, can you just smell the knowledge there? I can just smell the books. It reminds me of all those bookstores at the mall that I used to sit in sometimes. Anyway, so how do we know which is which? That's where the information classification comes in. So, um, generally accepted, there are 4 levels of data classification. We have top level restricted. This is stuff like protected health information. Um, Next level is sensitive information. So de-identified data. So things like study data. You might find like 1,000 patients have this type of data that live in New Jersey, or 1,000 patients may have cancer in the US after having consumed this substance. Well, that's anonymized data, even though it is health information. Stuff like intellectual property. Um, Again, corporate secrets. It's sensitive data. It's not really going to be shared outside of a certain circle. Next, you've got internal data. So business records, emails. Um, if you've worked in the corporate world or you've seen corporate emails, you might see little disclaimers like this message is intended for or meant for the intended recipients only, do not share. And then public data. So public websites, published research, stuff you can find in libraries, stuff that is out there that you can freely and readily access. So, you know what the data classifications are, but that's just half the battle. How do you address this? How do you know who to share with and when? Well, that's where the traffic light protocol comes in. Recently, 2.0 was released, and SANS has an awesome graphic about this. So, start off with, we've got the most restrictive over on the right, TLP Red. Pretty much this is a need to know. It'll be shared with you if you need to know, otherwise it won't be shared with you at all. TLP Amber Strict. This is a maybe shared with those who need to know. If you're a member of an organization, it's going to be shared with you formally. TLP Amber. Everything from TLP Amber Strict, but it's going to be shared to you in a need to know in organizations where you're providing services. So, for example, an incident happens and you need to provide notifications of something specific. Hey, this server was breached and this is what happened, so that you can get that data from the team. TLP Green. Everything from TLP Amber, but you can share this information with wider members of the security community. Now, it says security community specifically because the public at large may not have the context or the training to know what all of that means. Perfect example is everybody thinks everything is a hack. Oh my God, my mouse pointer moved. It's a hack. I used to see tickets like that all the time. Well, the simplest conclusion is maybe your batteries just died in your mouse. Or maybe your glass desk just reflected the mouse laser just right when you were moving it. Because your logs don't show that you were hacked, dude. There's no hack. Things like that. And then TLP Clear, that's that information that's out there in the open. It's meant to be shared without any limits at all. Now, there is an addition to this, and it first, I forget exactly what they stand for, but first released this great color chart. And the reason they released this color chart is because this color coding is meant to be inclusive of those with low vision who have issues seeing certain colors. Now you'll notice that you've got the colors inside the black and everything. That's done for those with the low vision so that they can differentiate. Sources should be adhering to this TLP color coding so that you can properly differentiate no matter where you're sharing this information. If I send my information to Department of Homeland Security or to my local junior college, and I designate TLP Amber, and I use this color coding and this hex coding and everything, no matter if that person can see the low vision properly or not, they're going to know it's TLP Amber and be able to respond accordingly. So it's important to know these hex codes. And I'll leave all of these sources down in the comments or down in the description of this video so that you all have access to them. But the most important thing here with any information and any data is, like all squirrels say, protect your nuts. And here, your nuts is your information. Protect your information, guys. That's what we're here for. As information security and IT professionals, protect your information. That's all. Bye.